Barcelona's the
Five, four, three, two, one.
Why can't she hear us?
She should be able to hear us.
Oh, I'm just quiet.
You're just quiet?
Compared to the music, yeah, I was
Okay,
very quiet.
so if that's the case, let me just turn on the music.
We're both very quiet.
Okay.
'Cause this is full volume right here.
That's full volume on your phone?
Yeah, full volume.
That doesn't make any sense.
So yeah, turn us both up.
I'll just do that a little bit. Let's see if that helps.
This is better.
What else could that setting be? Because that could be... Where's it at? Audio mixer?
Hello.
I don't think I can turn that up anymore. I bet you it's right here. Hold on. Oh, that might be really loud.
Test,
Test,
1,
test.
2.
Test. That's not
Sounds good. Yeah, it sounds better.
How about now?
Oh yeah,
Yeah, it's better.
that's good.
There we go.
That's good. Whatever you did,
Okay.
whatever you did was good. Okay, gotta mute myself. Watching ourselves. Right? Sounds right. Sounds good.
There we go. All right. So I got our mics both up, and then I brought the audio back down as far as like the computer audio
There
to
you go.
match us. And I think that should be good. The sound pad.
Sound pound. Sound pound.
A little bit high. Bring that down. We're not calling anybody in today, are we?
Nope.
Good, because
my
I don't
knowledge.
have all my shit anyway. Yep, I don't. Because I need the little dongle, and I don't have that right now. But, all right. I think we're ready to rock now.
Think
All the
we're
audio
solid.
is looking good. Much better. All right, here we go. I'm excited, dude. I am pumped. Pumped right now. So we're going Sterling and Lions Golf.
Yep.
Okay. And then we're going Masters. And
And
then
just a twinge of WWE.
Twinge WWE.
Just a twinge.
Okay. Elimination.
Elimination. That's more so like that's us jumping back in and
Yeah.
how much fun we had doing that.
Yeah. And to be completely frank, that was the only thing I've watched of WWE
That's
since.
fine.
Yeah. Okay.
No, totally
All
fine.
All right. Other than that, I think we're ready to go. Yeah. Is this episode 8?
This would be episode 8. And it's not Scotty from the top rope. It's Rory with the steel chair.
Yes.
Or you can just put Rory because I'll title it whatever when
Okay.
I release it. I don't always follow this.
Yeah. No, but it's a good good thing there.
It could have
Okay.
been Scotty,
Could have been.
but his putts weren't on.
Yeah, and honestly, he wasn't. Yeah, we'll get into that, but he wasn't hitting his approach shots very well either.
Yeah.
Like, it's just all around about top 5. Play this weekend.
Hey, why sniff at a top 5?
Right.
Right? Like, why be like, no, that's not good enough for Scotty Scheffler? That's perfect for
Yeah.
Scotty Scheffler.
Yeah.
Top 5 is what Scotty does.
Well, and he's going to still make good points in the FedEx, and he's still going to make a shit ton of money.
What
coming from
Scotty
this.
doesn't know is how to not be in the top 5.
Correct.
Yeah.
All right. We're going to go ahead and get started. I'm hoping that the audio, video, everything else is good. It looks good on our end, so we're just going to get into it. Are you ready, Mark?
I am solid.
Coming to you live from the front porch. Welcome to In the Middle podcast about living life in the Midwest. So pour a glass, sit on your ass, and join the conversation as we talk all things sports, hobbies, and life's greatest conundrums. Mark,
Sight.
what is up, dude?
Man, it has been a day.
It's been a day. What a Sunday. which is weird to say.
Beautiful Sunday. I tell you what, there are multiple Sundays in the year that I enjoy. I enjoy like opening day of NFL football Sunday. I enjoy Super Bowl Sunday.
Yeah.
Right. I enjoy Easter Sunday. Our Lord has risen.
Yeah.
Right.
Father's Day.
Father's Day is on a Sunday, which, by the way, I have just recently found out in classic Father's Day form. My wife was asking me, this is a fun pre-bit to the show. My wife was asking me just yesterday. She's like, hey, what do you want to do for Father's Day? I'm like, I don't care. Like, I should probably spend it with my wife and kids.
Right.
Whatever. And she's like, okay, well, it turns out it sounds like maybe Reese has a football camp he wants to do, so I might just take all the kids and you can have the day to yourself.
You're like,
and
dang it.
Shucksy darn. Sounds perfect. So, Father's Day Sunday is going to be spent watching the U.S. Open.
Yeah,
as
final
it typically
day.
is.
Yep.
Yes, we love the U.S. Open here. And probably playing some video games, crushing some beers, and eating unhealthy food.
Yes.
Sounds like a great Father's Day.
It does.
Thank you to my wife and children for leaving me the F alone.
Yes. Yes. Sometimes that's what Father's Day is all about.
That is.
Is just give us some time and let us do what we need.
And look, sometimes our birthdays falls on Sunday.
Yeah.
Sometimes, well, not sometimes, all the time, Mother's Day falls on Sunday.
Yes.
And we appreciate our wives. But the greatest Sunday of the year. Sipe, what is the greatest Sunday of the year?
Freaking Masters, baby.
Masters Sunday.
Oh, baby.
And did we have a legendary one in 2025?
Yes. And we're going to get in more into that on topic number 2.
We will.
But before that,
We're going to try not to blow our load too early.
Before that, I want to talk real quick about something that happened this weekend. Also, I mean, we just recorded like 5 days ago on Wednesday.
Yes, correct.
Since then, I signed up for something, and then I completed something.
Oh,
which is pretty crazy.
yes.
So Wednesday we recorded that night.
Yes.
I edited.
Oh, yes, of course. Now I'm recollecting.
Yeah, I edited the podcast that night.
Yes.
We released it Thursday morning for the Masters.
Correct.
And then later that day, I signed up for internal damnation.
You did.
I did. And
Which explain to the viewers what that is, because
yeah.
that sounds like a death sentence.
It does. It does. So I didn't realize that until I just said it now. Internal damnation is a backyard ultra marathon. It is a 4.167 mile lap. We had just rounded up to 4.17 mile lap, but we ended up doing that, and then my goal going into it was 4 laps. That was 16 miles. It was about 3 miles further than I've ever ran before.
Right.
And dude, it got hot. It got really hot.
It was hot and windy.
Yeah.
What was it, like peak 50-mile-an-hour wind?
Yeah, and up on top of the hills, like where you were like traversing through, because it wasn't just like a flat run.
Right.
Like you were going over rocks and shit.
Yes.
Like
Gravel road.
it was unreal. And so I got 4 laps in. I was like, I want to make it one more. And that was my mantra the whole time. It was just like, just one more. Mm-hmm. And I got to about halfway through my 5th lap, and I was like, no, this is it.
Yeah.
Like, I'm fine with just being 20 miles into it. One of the things I was like, well, if I go 6, then I'm not quite at a marathon. And I was like, and then that's not even worth it, really, if
Right.
I'm not quite a marathon. And then I was like, if I don't think I can go 7, to be honest. It was starting to get hot. I wasn't eating much because I signed up literally 2 days before this race.
You were not prepared, but you did anyways.
Yeah. And so I didn't eat much. I wasn't drinking right during the first 4 laps. And so I was like, 5 laps is pretty respectable anyway. Like, I crushed my all-time furthest I've ever run in one day by 7 miles.
Yeah.
Like, I think I'm good.
Yeah.
And so I quit at 5 laps. I ran 20.85, ran and walked and hiked.
Very nice.
Thank you.
No one else is here, but I will.
Thank you.
Clap for
Yeah, I forgot to mention that PD's not here. He's still recovering, I think, from his brother's bachelor party. PH She is
recovering from a wild Masters Sunday.
It was a mentally wild Sunday for her. So she went home after this, and yeah, I don't blame her. Don't come back.
Yeah.
Like it's a late night, just at 8:30 tonight. So no worries there. But it does bring us back to like really old ITM feelings.
It does, yeah.
It's just me and you
hanging out.
It's weird a little bit now.
It does feel half shell in here.
Yeah, but it also brings back like the nostalgia of the show.
Right.
You know?
It does. It's very like, in terms of, since I said half shell, I'll just use a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles vibe. So we're very like, it started out with Splinter, like the rat.
Yes.
And Shredder, the bad guy.
Yeah.
But then the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles came along, and then it was like, oh, now we're a complete set.
Yeah.
So like we're back to Splinter and Shredder right now.
Okay. I think I'm Splinter.
Yeah, I'm definitely the more evil version of this group. I'm for sure the Shredder of the group. Plus, he's one of the most badass villains of all time. But case in point is, we are pre TMNT today.
Yes.
But that doesn't change the fact that it's still Master Sunday, which means we got the green.
Yes.
We got the green.
Yep. I'm wearing green shorts.
We got the green.
Yeah, green walls.
We got the golf balls. We got
Brian Nelson.
We got the Sipe. Are you ready for this?
Oh yeah, hold on.
We
Just
got
a second. Yep, here we go.
McNary Chiropractic Dad Joke of the Week, sponsored by McNary Chiropractic here in Russell, Kansas. Family health and wellness. Go see PD for all of your chiropractic needs. Sipe, what is our dad joke of the week here on this special Master Sunday edition of the ITM?
So I got a twofer because both of them are really good, and there's only one page for Saturday, Sunday.
Okay.
Are you ready?
Okay.
What do you call fake potatoes?
Fake potatoes? I feel like I should know this. Okay, just go.
Imitators.
Imitators.
I thought that was pretty good.
No, that's great.
All right, and then here's I'm guessing Sundays.
I love the two for weekends.
Yeah. Today I saw a line of rabbits hopping backwards. It was a receding hairline.
Oh my God. We got a hair joke and a potato joke on Masters Sunday. What else can you do?
Yeah.
Other than golf clap
Hannah,
on this
thank
Masters Sunday.
Hannah, thank you.
That's fantastic. And then, of course, we have to shout out our Patreon supporters joining us in the Twitch chat right now. Miss Hannah Haggard, Mr. Joe Roth, who I also saw today, and, of course, Mr. Eric Rourke. So thank you guys very much. And our longest reigning supporter, Mr. Hunter Key. We appreciate all of you for supporting the show.
Boom,
along with all of
shakalaka.
our Twitch subscribers, of course, McNary Chiropractic, everybody else. This is a special Sunday edition of the ITM because you are going to be traveling this week.
Yes.
So no Wednesday recording, but then we will be back the following Wednesday, correct?
Following Wednesday.
Okay, excellent.
So with that, we're going to get into topic number 1.
Which is,
Yes.
we played our own golf
Yeah.
this week.
A little bit of Masters, if you would.
It kind of felt like it.
Yeah, some new courses, which I honestly, I think that was over a year before I've played my newest course, if that makes any sense.
Yes.
Let me rephrase that. It's been over a year since I played a course that wasn't something I played before.
Correct.
Okay.
Yes.
Which didn't disappoint whatsoever.
No. It was the perfect amount of golf highs and lows from
Yes.
both a course standpoint, a play standpoint, a vibes standpoint. And I tell you what, I'll even just start off with the vibes. So like for Easter this year, can't remember if I've said it on the podcast or not, my like Lenten penance that I have been doing is I have not been doing any sort of food or drink beyond coffee and water. So like basically intermittent fasting, unless it's like beyond 6 p.m. And so golfing with you on Friday was very hard for me because the amount of beers I wanted to have, the amount of McDonald's breakfast burritos I wanted to smash before playing 18, the amount of ciggies I wanted to smoke
Yep.
in the midst of these rounds did not happen. That was very difficult for me to do. But you know what made it really great was the fact that we got to play 2 absolutely amazing middle of nowhere,
Yes.
aka in the middle of Kansas
Yes.
courses that you could possibly ask for.
Yeah, I want to give a real big shout out to Sterling. First of all, the place that we played the first time, Sterling Country Club, if I remember correctly, out in the middle of nowhere.
Which it's Sterling Country Club public course.
Right.
Which I
right.
love. I love the name because it
combined
sounds
both of them.
prestigious and elite, but then it's like, but it's also the public course. It's excellent.
Yeah, in the sense of like when we first showed up, we went into the clubhouse, and I wasn't really expecting much at all. Much like back in Clyde at our clubhouse, where there's unmanned, there's no food, drinks, there's possibly a shitter in there.
Yep. Where the toilet was not working.
Right. Which that sounds a lot like back at home at Clyde on the sand greens. Mm-hmm. And then you walk out onto the course and it's like, holy shit. I mean, the greens were really nice. The fairways were decent. The tee boxes were decent. Some of the greens needed some work, but I mean, they were obviously in good shape.
Yeah.
And so when we first teed off, I was like super surprised and really excited to play this 9 holes.
Yeah. So when you and I, was it last year or 2 years ago when we played Lucas Luray?
I think that was 2 years ago.
Okay.
Already.
See, that's what I thought too. So 2 years ago we played Lucas Luray, which is about like 20 miles north of where we are on old highways. And when we go there, it's, it's pasture golf.
Yeah.
It's buffalo grass and it's basically just people out there on their riding lawnmowers, cutting out a course for the public to use is what it is.
Really nice, mind you.
Right.
But
No, this is not throwing shade.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is as we're driving out in the country of Sterling, Kansas,
Yes.
I was like, oh, this is what we're going to be signing up for is a Lucas Luray course, which I was very excited to play.
Right.
Not what we got.
No.
We got an actual nice, pristine, kept golf course in the middle of the country.
Yes.
Which was awesome. And everybody there was super nice and super accommodating. My favorite part about going to golf courses is when you don't feel a sense of snobbiness.
Yes. 100%.
And I knew we were in for a good time because every person we came across, we were dressed better than.
Yes.
Which is not saying much because I just simply had like a golf polo and shorts.
Yep.
And you pretty much had the same thing. And everybody else was like t-shirt and jeans, which is great. I love golf courses that do not take themselves too seriously.
Yep.
Looking at you, Fort Hayes.
So one thing I wanted to just say real quick, one thing that I think distinguishes a Luray course versus like a Sterling course is the amount of capital that's been through the golf course.
Yes.
And the reason I say that is because Luray probably has never had a chance to buy a mower with a spiral head or anything like that, like a super fancy golf course mower.
Yes.
So their course is top of the line for the equipment they have, much like what you're saying, right? Like they're just out there on their riding lawnmowers and making sure that the sand greens don't have weeds in them and spraying all the weeds and all that stuff from the greens.
Right.
But it did feel a lot similar of like the feeling, the vibe that you got being on that course than you do Sterling. Like Sterling, the only thing that they have different for them is that they have green grasses and they have, grass greens.
Yeah.
And really nice mowers. So I think the amount of money that has gone through that course historically has probably been quite a bit more than what Luray has had.
Right.
But if Luray has had that type of money in their course, they'd be about the same right now. Like that's the vibe I got. It's the same course. They just haven't had the money that came through the course.
Correct. Yes.
Yeah.
I would agree.
So Sterling, I loved the way that the course was laid out.
Yes.
I think we both doubled on the first hole, bogeyed the second hole, and then I think there was like 4 or 5 1 inch in diameter branches that you've hit on the first 3 to 4 holes.
Hey, if the goal of golf is to hit hazards, I'd be the greatest golfer of all time.
Dude, I could not believe my eyes. When literally on the first 3 holes or 4 holes, you hit 3 objects that were less than an inch in diameter.
Yes.
Like, you should have bought a lottery ticket that day.
I know.
Because that does not happen. Like, there was one time you hit a pole that was in the middle of the fairway, marking the 150 yards out.
Correct.
I don't think I could have hit that on 200 shots.
Yeah. Yeah. Look, when these hands are working and when my score is low,
it happens, dude.
golf says, no, you're not.
Yeah.
And it'll throw me backwards from where I hit my initial shot.
Here's some comedy for your round.
Yeah, exactly. And I think that was, for me, the greatest part of the entire day, not just Sterling, but Lions as well, is you and I went out there with the sole purpose of, we just want to go play golf.
Yeah.
We did not care what our score was going to be. We did not care if we hit shots consistently. We did not care, again, using my stuff, and you kind of joined me with this, so factually, was we didn't have beers or anything else. Like, we just went out there to enjoy being outside, which, by the way, based on the last 2 days where we've had 40-mile-an-hour wind nonstop.
Oh, Jesus, yeah.
The most perfect
Day.
weather you could have asked for. It was sunny, no wind, 70 degrees, elite level. If we lived in Arizona, this is what golf
Every
would
day.
be year round.
Yeah. Yeah, and the fact that we were able to play with no wind, I told you, I think on hole 4 or 5 at Sterling, I was like, I don't know if I know how to play this course just based off of there is no wind.
Yeah.
All my clubs were flying the truest they've ever flown ever. And so I was hitting my 9-iron 155 yards, which is I don't do that here in town because it's either 170 yards or 130 yards.
Right.
I can't hit it that
Based off the
150.
wind.
Yeah.
Yes, correct.
And so it was really cool. And Sterling, big shout out to them. $20 gets you an all day.
Yeah. All day.
All day.
Unlimited golf.
All day golf. So Sterling, we're coming back for you, and you're going to lose some money on that day. We're going to play 3 or 4 nights.
Which, and I have 2 points on Sterling that I want to make. First of all, on top of the all day golf thing, which is great, the course itself is a perfect scramble golf course.
Oh, yeah.
From the standpoint of whether it's a par 4 or a par 5, the par 4s are all, for the most part, drivable.
Yes.
So if you get somebody who, not like us, but somebody who can
300.
drive your 325, 350, whatever it is.
310 even, really.
Right.
Yeah.
Anything over 300 is a drivable par 4. And even your par 5s, you could get it within striking distance to get some wicked eagle opportunities, which would be great.
Hole 5. Hole 5 was that par 4.
Yes.
275, 280.
Yeah. And the 9-hole course, by the way.
Which that was the one that I had a crazy 3-wood.
Basically drove it with a 3-wood.
Yeah. Which again, I don't ever do.
Yeah.
That's a long shot. I think it was
280, I think is
275, 280, something like that. And I hit it to the front part of the green and then chipped up and then obviously missed my putt for birdie. But hey, that was the start of a par run that I had for 2 holes.
Right. But I'm just saying, point being is if you want to go out, smash some beers with the boys.
Oh, yeah.
Or
this
girls,
is a course.
And play some scramble golf against another group. This is the course. You don't even have to do an actual tournament. Just go out there with 8 buddies.
Yes.
And play scramble golf.
Dude, honestly, this would be a perfect course to go out and have a
bachelor party.
A bachelor party at.
Yes.
Have if you wanted to get into streaming or have a video of you versus another team, like a 2v2, a 3v3, something like that. It's out in the middle of nowhere. So I'm guessing not a lot of traffic most of the time.
Right.
This would be a perfect course to film a bunch of golf content on.
Fully agree.
Especially with how challenging the course is, to be honest. I mean, it was a well-kept, challenging course.
Yeah. It wasn't like ridiculously hard. Like, and we'll talk about that a little bit with Lions from the like narrow fairways. But the course itself presented enough challenges in terms of elevation changes, hazards, again, tough greens in certain areas.
Yep.
That was all great. My favorite part of the entire Sterling experience, though, ironically had nothing to do with the golf course itself. It was the fact that you and I were watching the Masters in our cart in between holes and stuff like that. And there was one point where you were going up to a tee. I think it was hole 6, if I remember correctly.
6 or 7.
Yeah, it was 6 or 7. And as you're like walking up to the tee, like over your Bluetooth speaker, you just hear like, now approaching the tee, Joaquin Neiman, you know, and like everybody claps or whatever. And like, as that is said over your loudspeaker, you pipe a drive, probably again, like 280, which is good for you.
Really good.
And it was awesome. And we kind of made the like joke of like, haha, like, oh, Chris, apparently that's all you needed to hit like a really good drive was someone to announce you on the tee box. So then as I'm getting ready to set up, they're like, now approaching the tee box. I'm like, oh, who's my golfer that I'm going to get?
Which we did not plan this at all.
Right.
Happened naturally.
Like, Min Woo Lee. And as they said it, I started laughing to myself and I screamed through my backswing, let him cook, and then smashed my longest drive of the day.
Yeah.
Granted, I shanked it real hard to the right.
Great contact, though.
But, yeah, I hit the hell out of it, which was hilarious. And so it was one of those cool moments of like, man, for just a brief second, we felt like we were on tour.
Yes.
Like, this is how I imagine kids with their, like, walk-up songs with baseball or the whole, like, you know, like 10 seconds left, the buzzer's about to go. 3, 2, 1, he shoots a 3 and it's good. Like, we felt like children in the backyard for milliseconds of that golf of that round of golf in Sterling.
Well, absolutely. I mean, you're listening to the Masters being broadcast and you're hearing all the voices of the Masters.
Jim Nance is on the microphone.
Yeah. And like you're walking up and in a moment, I honestly didn't even hear Neiman. Like I heard it, but it didn't register.
Now on the tee box, Christopher Sipe.
But it didn't register. Like I was just listening to the Masters and we were playing golf, and then you made the comment and we were like, "Holy crap! Did you understand? Like, did you hear that?" And like as soon as I teed off, plink, like you could hear the shot over the speaker. Also, like right after, like millisecond after, plink, and he was like, "Good shot, Neiman," and I was like, oh yeah, I guess this is what we're doing.
Yeah.
So then that's when I was starting to hear and like actually put 2 and 2 together. And I was like, oh shit, of course Mark gets Minwoo Lee.
Yeah.
Like
let him cook.
Let him cook. The mullet itself just it speaks for itself. You know what I mean?
The mullet, the mustache.
Yeah.
Great guy.
So let's get into Lions just real quick.
Yes.
One thing I want to say real quick about Lions is I am super jealous of a town of like Lions,
small town
that has way better of a country clubhouse, not even country club, just a clubhouse for the golf course than compared to us. Okay. We walk into this
by the way, Lions comparably to Russell.
Yeah.
As of 2023, they're roughly, because if I remember correctly, Russell has about 4,500 people.
46, yep.
Okay, Lions 3,500.
Okay.
So there are 1,000 less people.
Yep.
But yeah, their clubhouse. Continue.
Okay, we walk into this clubhouse, and it's a steel building. They have their area in the back of the building that's like for their mowers, their all of their maintenance type of vehicle stuff for storage. They work on their maintenance equipment back there and all that. And then you can see that on the back side of their building, right next to the bathroom. It's like half their building. The front half of their building, though, as soon as you walk in, you look to your left and there's 2 simulators. And I was like, you've got to be shitting me.
Yeah.
And like top of the line type of simulators. I mean, I bet you they spent $4,000 or $5,000 on both of these bays, not combined each.
Right.
And then I look over and they have a really nice L-shaped bar, slash
It's a
island.
kitchenette, really.
Yeah.
Is what it is.
Yeah, a marble top though, or
Yes.
some type of stone, and then a couple coolers full of beer. Which, by the way, if you're not an employee there at Lions, don't grab your own beer.
I mean, there is a big giant red sign that says, "Don't open the
Yeah,
fridge."
employees only. It's super big, but you can miss it. Trust me, because they have
Though it's at eye
Gatorade.
level.
Because they have Gatorade and everything else. And I wasn't looking at the sign. I was looking at what's in there. All right. And then, dude, their merch. Their
Oh my
merch was
God.
out of the world,
Yeah.
man. Like, I bought a hat. It was a $25 hat, which is not
I was
expensive.
this close to buying one myself.
Yeah, and the logo on the front of the hat, super crisp. It was like a rubbery material. It said Lions, I think public golf course, something
Yep.
like that. Super, super clean. I bought the white one, even though I told you I was like, I shouldn't buy the white
See,
one.
I wanted the blue one with the white band.
Yep.
Yep.
Which again just made me so jealous that Lyon, Kansas has this, and Russell with the course that we have doesn't. And I'm gonna be working on this. Okay, I'm gonna be working on this because I think here in town it would be a huge advantage if we had not only the nicest 9-hole golf course in Northwest Kansas, public course.
Yes.
If we had the clubhouse to match it,
Yes.
I think we would. It would be a moneymaker for the city every year.
Yep.
So, enough about the clubhouse. It was awesome.
Yeah. Clubhouse was great. And the person running it,
Yeah.
super accommodating.
Holy cow.
Which is the immediate vibe check.
Yes.
Is how they treat you in the clubhouse.
He was happy. He was like
Didn't care
excited.
that we moved our tee time back.
Excited to see us.
Yes.
Like,
Asked us how Sterling was, so he wasn't even upset about competition golf.
right. Wanted to know if we were following the Masters that day.
Yes.
Like,
Yeah.
I mean, like that's the type of
Great guy.
personnel that you want in your clubhouse. Like, not only happy go lucky, but like interested in you,
Yes.
interested in golf. Like, why are you here? Type of thing. Not
Right.
like not in a bad way, but like truly interested.
And promoted his own golf course. He was like,
Yeah.
hey, by the way, like Sterling Golf Course, love that course. Hope they continue
Yeah.
to succeed.
Yep.
I know their greens have been a little rough lately.
Yep.
You guys are going to love our greens. It's going to feel like Augusta compared to what you played on this morning.
And
So, and what, so the reason why I say that though, is he took pride in his own golf course of like, hey, you guys just played Sterling.
Yeah.
Great course. I can't wait for you to play our course. You're going to love our greens.
which we did.
Yeah.
And so one of the things about Lions that I loved was the around the greens about 10 to 15 yards, 20 yards out,
Yeah.
some cases, the most beautiful grass ever.
Immaculate. Absolutely immaculate.
The thing that they could work on, and I know if we played this midsummer, it'd be a completely different story.
Correct.
But they have buffalo or some type of Bermuda in the middle in the fairways, and it was pretty rough right now.
Right.
It was hard to hit off of. It was a lot of dirt. It just hasn't awakened yet for the spring.
Correct.
And so I guarantee you this
Tee
course,
boxes, also great.
yeah,
Well
pristine.
kept. Greens, some of the best I've seen.
Yes.
In Kansas.
Yep.
Fairways, ho hum.
Yeah.
But then you look at Sterling, who again, like did really well for what we were expecting.
Yeah.
If you combined Sterling's 9-hole course
Yep.
and Lions 9-hole course into one single 18-hole course,
Yeah, like just physically move them
it
together
would
for an
literally.
18.
And in terms of like, if Lions tee boxes and greens came together and overtook the Sterling tee boxes and greens, and the Sterling fairway took over the Lions fairway,
Yeah.
that might have been my favorite 18-hole course I have ever played.
Yeah, honestly, especially in Kansas.
Yeah.
To me, I was pleasantly surprised with the condition of both courses.
Yes, absolutely.
Lions was a lot of fun. Again, and playing two new courses in the same day, first time ever,
Yeah.
by the way, was awesome. And just for the experience itself. But not only that, being able to play 2 different courses and then 2 new courses for us, and then being able to kind of compare and contrast the both with only being 10 miles apart.
Yes.
Was freaking awesome.
Which I'll tell you right now, thank God I did not grow up in Lions because I have a membership at both courses.
Let's talk about that real quick. $490 for the year, which I think is a steal.
Yeah.
There for Lions.
Great value.
And then $75 for a year membership.
It was 15 for us to play, not including cart. So you include cart. Let's just say it's $25 a round.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep. So $490 for the year. Yeah. I mean, that's a steal.
Yeah. Easy money.
And then on top of that, it's $75 for a year membership to the simulator. So
right.
During the winter in the fall months, or maybe you want to just go hit some balls to try to figure out your swing before you go hit on the course. $75 for the whole year? Are you kidding me?
Yeah. To play simulator golf? Are you kidding me?
Dude, like that is cheap as shit. Yeah. I mean, I was expecting like 150 at least.
Hell, even if you didn't want to play the actual golf course, if you just paid $75 for a year-round simulator membership, worth it.
Dude, you go and play that.
I can go play Augusta whenever I want.
Right.
Cool.
You go and play that 4 times, it pays for itself.
Yeah.
Like we have to go to the Precision. And honestly, I don't think their simulator's as good as what Lions is.
Lions looked great.
Right. And I bet it.
And the high ceilings, that's my big complaint about Precision.
Yep.
Is I steal because I'm very tall. I feel like I'm going to hit the ceiling of Precision Valley. Right. So I have to I almost naturally compact my swing. Yes. Yep. Whereas Lions, big giant shed, I don't have to worry about that. I can full swing without any repercussions.
Yeah. So real quick, we'll get into just like how we did that day on Lions course, and then we'll move into the Masters. Lions course, I felt like I played a little bit worse than I did at Sterling.
Sure.
My shot was just a little bit off from what I played literally 45 minutes before. And I think I can just narrow it down to I'm not used to playing 18 holes in one day.
Sure.
So my first 9 felt really good. It felt tight. It felt compact. I felt like I could control the ball a little bit more. Again, when I went to Lions, I felt like I was getting a little bit loosey-goosey, maybe a little bit tired. And but I still shot 11 over on both. So for me, 11 over is 2 worse than I normally play with bogey golf.
Right.
But I threw together some par runs that felt good at the time. And my driver was on at Sterling, not on at Lions, but my putting was better at Lions and my short game was better at Lions. So it's a wash with my golf game.
So for me, I shot better at Lions in terms of my overall score. I will say the thing that Lions did, because I mentioned it, their fairways were a lot more narrow.
Oh yeah, a lot more.
It forced me to I have to hit a good shot instead of swinging for the fences type of golf, which was really nice. And then remind me, was it Sterling or Lions that had the back-to-back par 3s?
Lions.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that in itself, I love because I'm a big fan of par 3s in general because my best game is my short game. So I just love par 3s in general because I can't go long. But on top of that, I think Lions had, and yes, now that you mention it, that second par 3 was one of the tiniest greens to aim at.
It was so bad.
But it was one of those things where, again, because the green was so tiny, I had to tell myself okay, you are good from this distance, but you cannot miss this shot because if you go off the toe or hit it on the inside of the heel, you're gonna completely miss the screen. And I think both of us missed it, but we were still close enough in chipping position that it was a good time. So
hole 3 or 4, no 5, I think it was.
I think it was hole 4 and 5. Were back.
That one green was super tiny though.
Hole 5.
I mentioned
because it was the second green.
Yeah, I mentioned something about this is smaller than a sand green.
Yeah, honestly, I think the green is about the size of this room that we're sitting.
Yeah, honestly, it probably was. It was
very
pretty
tiny
small.
Green,
15 by 20, something like that. Yeah,
very tiny. But
which I don't think that. Whatever it is. 15 by 10. I don't know.
Props to both courses,
yes.
though. Absolute fun. Cannot wait to go back. Would love to team up with, of course, Colton and Drake from the Colton and Drake show.
Yes.
Shout out to those guys. Hopefully, we'll see episode 5 drop since it's been a couple of months.
They'll get it. They'll get it.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're
I'm just
busy
saying,
as shit right now.
boys, I see you, and I'm waiting for you. And we need to play golf together.
Yes, we do. And we'll be gladly coming down to Lions.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
Especially in the summertime when they get a little bit more water on the greens.
And hey, here's the deal.
Fairways.
$20 for unlimited golf at Sterling.
Oh, dude.
$15 at Lions is all it cost us. So for $35, we had the time of our lives.
Yes.
At those courses.
Yeah.
So by all means, we will be back.
Yes.
Because if you're telling me I can have a full day of golf fun with my buddies for $35, sign me the F up.
Oh, yeah. And our RIP to my tinted windshield of the golf cart.
Yes.
But
that might be a story for another day.
another time. All right. With that, we're going to get into topic number 2. Do we just bury the lead? I think we do.
Are we warmed up all golf?
I think we do.
Oh my God.
I think we just buried the lead right now.
Greatest Masters of all time.
Rory fucking wins it, dude. Are you kidding me? He tried so hard to give it away.
And in the most dramatic roller coaster Rory of ways. Look, here's how I know the Masters was good. You ready?
All right.
My father-in-law, who he likes golf, but he doesn't follow golf or bet on golf or nothing like that. He was watching the Masters. My mother, who has never watched golf in her life, watched the first 3 holes with me and my brother to start Palm Sunday, finished out the tournament. She was glued to her TV, could not take her eyes off of it. Loved the Masters. You, me, Hannah, your wife, your kids, we're all sitting here at the front porch. We're eyes on the TV, could not take them away. I had to pee so bad and could not leave because I was like, no, every shot is so massively important from the top 10 players that were playing in the Masters.
It was unreal.
Greatest Masters of all time.
Okay, let me recap just first real quick. So obviously Roy's first Master. Okay, huge accomplishment for Rory himself.
Yes.
Okay, it's been 11
years old.
It's been 11 years since he's won the Masters.
11 years since he's won a major.
Sorry, a major, not the Masters. He's never won the Masters. 11 years since he's won a major.
Yeah.
When
he was on top of the world in golf.
Yep.
Could not be beat.
He was supposed to replace Tiger.
For non-golf fans, Tiger Woods dominated golf from 1997 to 2008.
Yep.
Dominated. No one could touch him. No one was even close.
Yep.
Tiger's winning everything.
Yes.
And then he had scandal.
Yep.
And then golf needed a new face. And that face's name was Rory McIlroy.
Yep.
And he dominated from 2010 to 2014.
Yep.
Dominated. And it's the only thing left for Rory is the Masters. But the question wasn't if, the question was when.
Yep.
But then the years went on and the question slowly started to fade.
And he just kept getting closer and closer
to if.
Yeah. And then that's the story.
Rory wins.
And that's the story right there.
Yeah.
And we talked about this earlier after the tournament was over. And it was I'm so happy that he won it.
Yes.
Just because there's no more negative storyline.
There's not a single negative storyline in golf right now.
There's not. I mean, you don't have DeChambeau shitting the bed on his last major.
Nope.
You don't have DJ shitting the bed for his last major. You don't have anybody really shitting the bed until they win whatever they need to win to have this glorious moment, right? Scheffler, if anything, he's already lived his glory moments, and then but there's nobody negatively talking about his golf game right now.
No.
Because he's world number 1, right? Now, if
Scheffler goes like 5 years without winning a major, that will be the storyline.
Yes, it will be.
Like, what's wrong with Scotty? He dominated so much when he was younger. Blah 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 blah.
But the difference
is, we are far removed from what's wrong with Scotty.
right.
Yes.
And the difference is Scotty's not going to play anything into that story. When he gets up there on the podium, he's not going to show emotion of like, oh man, I should have had it. Darn it. He's going to be like, I'm playing golf and I'm still making thousands and millions of dollars. Like, I don't care. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, that's the difference between Scotty and Rory, where Rory probably fed into it, not knowingly, just because that's the way he is.
Right.
Where he's not like chasing the money. He's not like Scotty's not chasing the money. He's not chasing the majors. He's just playing golf. And that's where I think that negative storyline is just going to fall flat on his face.
Yeah.
Now, back to the Masters. First time he's ever won a Masters tournament. First international player ever to do the Grand Slam.
Yes. He is the first international, 6th overall.
Yes. Player.
Joining the leagues of a Tiger Woods, a Jack Nicklaus, a Gary Player. I don't remember the other. There's one that I don't really remember the name.
Byron Nelson.
It's like Gene Strickland, Ben Hogan.
Ben Hogan.
Yeah. And then like Gene Strickland or whatever.
Something like that.
Some name that I don't actually recognize. But yeah, Rory has entered himself into, I won't say the Mount Rushmore of golf, because
Pretty damn close. So
I think in terms of majors, he still needs to win more to get to that level, but he has absolutely put himself in the Golf Hall of Fame with this win.
Yeah, as the first international player to ever win the Grand Slam.
Correct. And Hannah in the chat doing Hannah things, looking up the research for us. She said Tiger was the top ranked golfer in the world from August 99, even though he was still crushing people from like 97.
Yeah.
But yeah, 99, he became the number 1 golfer in the world until September 2024, 264 consecutive weeks, and then reclaimed that title June 2005 to October 2010, 281 consecutive weeks. During both of those stretches, he had won 13 of golf's major championships.
That is unreal.
Unbelievable.
So unreal.
And Rory, this being his 5th.
Yeah.
Which sounds crazy when you just said Tiger won 13. Jack obviously has 16.
Yeah.
But the point, and that was 13. Tiger has since won another Masters since then. The infamous 2019 Masters.
Yeah.
But point being is Rory has now captured his 5th. Yeah, I know that sounds like nothing compared to Tiger.
Right.
His 5th major, but in the golf world, 5 is still a massive number.
100%.
He has the green jacket, the most illustrious win, the most elusive win as far as Rory is concerned.
Prestigious.
And like you said, by God, he tried to give it away.
All right. So
Multiple times today.
let me throw you another stat out there.
Yep.
He is the first golfer ever in the history of the Masters to have double bogey 4 times. 4 times and still win the tournament.
Which, by the way, double bogey golf, for those not paying attention.
Yeah,
that's what I
it's
average
normal. It's
in
an
golf.
average golfers.
That's what I hit is double bogey golf. And Rory, a professional golfer,
Hit
got
4 of them.
4 of them.
In the tournament.
And won.
2 on Thursday.
Yep.
2 today on Sunday Masters. Yeah.
How do you drop 4 shots
8
on
strokes
Sunday?
Yeah. So yeah.
And lose and win.
4 strokes on Sunday and win.
Dropped 4 and won. That is baffling.
So he finished at 11.
Actually, I have it here. So
Finished at 11.
So fun fact, Rory McIlroy finished at -11, but then he won the playoffs, so technically -12. But even if you take the -11, right?
Yeah, -11.
4 double bogeys, which is 8 strokes.
Plus 8 strokes.
Okay, so that's -19 if he just simply par golf.
Which he should have.
Right. So par golfs his double bogeys. Minus 19 is the second greatest Masters performance of all time, second only to Dustin Johnson in the COVID year.
Yeah.
Which was in the fall of 2020 when all the conditions are different, no fans. Like, there's an asterisk to that. So if Rory simply pars his double bogey mistakes, he has the greatest Masters of all time.
And he would have walked away with it.
Oh, yeah. Wouldn't have even been close.
Honestly, he probably would have been okay with 15 to 16 with a few bogeys to spare.
Yeah.
On that back stretch.
Birdie one, bogey another.
Right.
Par one, par another.
With no pressure at all.
Yeah.
Like, he would have won on 18 at the very final of today with no pressure with a bogey.
But this
and
is
still
why
finished 18.
Rory is, by all intents and purposes, the most polarizing figure in golf.
Yes.
Is because Rory does not do anything without drama.
Yeah.
Because Rory, unlike Scotty, who is a robot,
Yes.
and Scotty could shoot a quad bogey,
Yep.
and you never know.
Yeah.
And then he could get a hole in one, and you never know.
Yeah.
Because Scotty Scheffler is a robot.
He shows no emotion.
But Rory will give you the Masters
All
Sunday
the cues.
roller coaster of a lifetime, going from a bogey, or sorry, a double bogey
on one today.
on hole one, right?
Yeah.
I'm just gonna read through this. Double bogey on hole one.
Hold on, test me real quick.
Okay.
He went double, par, birdie, birdie, par out,
Yep.
all the way to 9.
Almost.
He birdied 9.
He birdied 9.
Birdie 9.
Yep.
And then he went.
You are not gonna get his back 9.
Now hold on. The back 9 is tough, but I'm trying to
very tough.
recap it. 10, he parred.
Birdie.
Shit. 11, he parred.
Bogey.
Shit. 12, he definitely parred.
Yes.
13, I'm trying to remember the leaderboard. He birdied.
Nope.
Shit.
13 was the double.
Oh, that was the double.
Because I thought it was 12, and then I realized it was 13. Because I was like, 12 gets someone every year. And then I realized, oh, wait, no, he's on 13.
And then he parred.
Bogeyed.
What? I
Yeah.
thought the bogey was later.
No, it was double bogey,
All right.
then bogey.
I got the first 9.
So he
almost right.
dropped. Okay, so just a reminder. Hole 10 got a birdie.
Yeah.
But then 11, bogey,
Yep.
par, double bogey,
Yep.
bogey.
Yep.
So
That's when he lost the
dropped
lead.
4 shots in a span of 4 holes.
Yes.
And it was like, oh no.
We were shitting our pants.
Oh no. Here we go.
Oh, man.
And this is why this is the greatest Masters Sunday of all time. Is because in the midst of this happening, Bryson, who started the day, Rory went double, Bryson parred.
Mm-hmm.
So nothing major for Bryson. It's a par. You're a scratch golfer. You should be parring. But tied Rory off the bat.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, okay. It's going to be a 2-person showdown
Yeah.
the whole day.
I
And
honestly
then-
thought that Bryson, as soon as he got the lead, would just run away with it because
Yeah.
Rory was going to just collapse like he normally does at the Masters. And that's shitting on Rory. But
No, but history tells you.
Right.
Yes.
that's what he's done in the past. In
Correct.
the past like 4 or 5 years,
Right.
6 years, whatever it is. And it's one of those things that's like, gosh, like I really want this to go differently for Rory.
Yes.
Not just as an avid golfer, but just for him.
Like I
for
said,
him.
all of golf world was cheering for Rory. And even me, like I am somebody who I have now officially dubbed, and I hope PGA does this as well, even though he's not even a part of the PGA. I hope Bryson is dubbed the people's champ of golf.
Yes.
Because when he walks from hole to hole and the security guards are right, he looks like Bill Goldberg, right? From wrestling. We're going to talk about that a little bit later. He looks like Bill Goldberg, like walking with the security guards all around him. But instead of like doing what normal golfers do, which is like they're maintaining their focus, they're visualizing their shot, they're like they're
Going to the next hole.
running through everything in their head. Bryson's like, nah, and he's dapping up the crowd and high-fiving. Hey, how are you? Hey, how's it going? Whatever. Like, Bryson is living in the moment, and that is what I have loved about Bryson from the beginning. Even if he wasn't doing that at the beginning, I kind of saw that in him when he was the big beefy frat boy that everybody hated, all he does is hit big dick drives, whatever. It's like, no. Bryson is a golfer's golfer.
Yeah.
He is somebody who's like, if you've ever played golf and you've hit that ball in the water or you've hit that putt for eagle in a scramble golf tournament, it doesn't matter which spectrum of the side you're on. Bryson's been there, he's experienced that, and he's happy to share it with you. And I love that about Bryson. So, like, I was loving that Bryson started out that way. And then, yes, he took the lead. And then, Sipe, you made this comment earlier, and I'll let you kind of finish the thought. Hole number 3. Rory drives. This is after Bryson shot. But what did Bryson do that you think cost him the tournament?
Real quick, I want to just say, I think I was the guy that I did not like Bryson. Like, if you go back to the podcast, season 1 or something, I wasn't the biggest fan of him, but I did recognize that he was changing the game, which was awesome.
Yes.
I didn't realize it would turn into this. Bryson is probably my favorite golfer other than Rory. So today was hard to watch. Like, them two going to head to head. But
good for golf.
Yes. Huge for golf.
Yes.
Especially when Bryson started doing the YouTube stuff. And I told you, and I think I might have mentioned it on the podcast before, but like, he's changing golf in the sense of he's a professional giving free lessons essentially on YouTube. And then he's creating content for YouTube to grow the game of golf.
Yeah.
Even
Not
more.
for himself.
Not for himself. Is he making money on it? Absolutely.
Right.
Is it a strategy that his business is doing on the back end? Absolutely. But it's one of those things like he's very vulnerable on YouTube right now.
Yeah.
Which is a huge risk.
Genuine.
Yeah. And it's a huge risk though too. And so I love everything about Bryson in the golf world right now. I wish he would have made it a little bit closer today. He still finished, I think, fifth
overall. Yes.
Overall. But on hole number 3 today, and as soon as he picked up his club and he was laying up, essentially, he was using I think like a 4-iron, which for him is a layup. To me, he's still out driving me with my driver. But when I saw that, I was like, shit, he's playing it too safe.
Yeah.
Rory picks up his driver, out drives him probably 50 to 60 yards.
Yep.
And I was like, I hope I'm wrong, but I think that was a mistake. And sure enough, that was a hole that Bryson bogeyed.
Yep.
Followed another one with another bogey.
Yep.
So he went from
post taking the lead.
Yeah.
So he did what I actually ironically suggest all the time, which is get a lead in the Masters and then just protect it.
Yeah. Yeah. Play par golf.
Yep.
Play it safe.
But Rory was not the player to do that against.
Okay, so let's talk real quick. Man, I'm trying to remember hole 6 or 7 when he hit it out of the pine needles on the right hand of the fairway.
Rory or Bryson?
Yeah, Rory.
Okay.
Really high. Yeah, damn it. I can't remember. He like flipped his club way over across his body.
Yeah.
Made it onto the green.
Yes.
It's going to be a highlight tomorrow when everybody's recapping the Masters. But that was one of those moments that we both looked at each other and was like, if he wins, that's going to be the highlight of the tournament right there.
And it ended up not being.
And then on hole 15, I believe it was 15 or 16. I think it was 15. He hits an absolute draw.
Yes.
Out of the pine needles on the left in the trees, around a tree to hit it in the middle of the green, released and went to about 6 to 7 feet. And that was when we were like, he's going to win it. And then Justin Rose with a crazy ass birdie on hole 18 to tie him at 11 under. And that shot from Justin Rose was just probably one of the biggest shots that he's ever had, to be honest.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that because Justin Rose is a bad golfer. I'm just saying in the Masters on Sunday on 18, he has to at least birdie to give himself a shot whatsoever in the Masters.
By the way, I'm looking it up right now. It was hole 5 for Rory.
Hole 5.
Second
I
shot.
was close. Okay.
Because, drove it into the Pine Needles, and we were like, uh-oh, like, Bryson's going to get one back now.
Yeah.
After the disaster on hole 3 with him bogeying and whatnot. And then, Rory just absolutely sniped one. Yeah.
Unreal. And so Rose goes ahead and ties him there at the end. And we were like, all right, here we go. This is just Rory's to lose. He snipes one on 15 or 16, whatever it was. The shot of the tournament for Rory. The one that he just completely draws all the way around the tree. Gets to 12 under. And we're like, all right, just par golf from here on out. He does 17 par, 18. He hits into the bunker on his approach shot. And we're like, oh no. But you know what? It's just a bunker shot. He can hit it. He's all right. He's okay. He gets up there, hits it to about 6 feet, maybe 4. I don't know. I didn't ever see the actual distance on that last putt for Rory. But it was close.
Yep.
It was real close. And
close enough that a professional golfer should make it.
And he missed it. And I saw everything just fall apart in a split second. And I was like, you know what? Now I'm really nervous. But he still has it. He still is going to go win this tournament. And then we see the playoff hole between Rory and Rose. And both drives are down the fairway, in the fairway, not necessarily in the middle, but down the fairway. Rose hits his first approach shot, hits on the green, and we're like, oh shit, because it's relatively close. Like for that green on 18.
Which, can I just pause you real fast?
Yeah.
Justin Rose deserves absolute flowers.
On 100%.
Led Thursday.
Yep.
Led Friday.
Yeah.
Fell apart Saturday. And it was very like, poor Justin Rose.
Yeah, and it was one of those like, I wish he would have at least kept something a part of Saturday.
Right. I wish he would be in contention.
Right.
And he wasn't until obviously he freaking was.
Yeah.
Because he ended up in a playoff with
I think
Rory.
he shot 6 under today alone.
I believe that is correct.
6 under on Master Sunday, which is crazy.
Absolute
especially with
insanity.
pin location. Like the pin location today was difficult as all get out.
Yeah.
And so on the very last hole, Rose hits one to I think 18 foot uphill, downhill for his putt, and we were all like, "Oh shit!"
Yeah,
like Rose hit one close,
a solid like what 12, 15 footer.
I think it was around 15 to 18, something like that, downhill, and we're like, Rory, just hit one closer, please. Just like even if it's just within, it's gonna mess with Rose enough.
Correct.
And then he hits one to like 3 foot, something like that.
3-4 feet.
Hits on the back slope, and he brings it back with his backspin. And then Rose gets the celebratory first putt and misses. Mm-hmm. And then, like a true gentleman he is, Justin Rose
props to Justin.
Putts out.
Yeah. Which also props to Bryson, because he did the same thing when Rory should have won on the initial 18.
Yep. Before the playoff. Yeah. DeChambeau came up there, knocked in his par putt, gave Rory the stage to win his first Masters.
Because Bryson was definitely like a foot away. Rory still 3-4 feet away. So golf rules indicate the furthest out putts. And Bryson's like, no, Rory, you're about to win the Masters. Take this moment. Yeah. And then Rory's choked it away.
Misses it.
Which I have saved that Snapchat, and that will live forever in infamy in my phone, followed by immediately the Snapchat of Rory putting to
win it.
Right. But continue.
So he putts his 3 to 5 foot putt, whatever it was, hits it right in the center. And I think one thing that really took me right then was like he didn't wait to cry. He didn't wait to.
It was immediate.
It was like there was 11 years of pent up, like just waiting, and patiently waiting for that moment at the Masters in Augusta. And there's a lot of respect, I think, from the whole golf community to see Rory finally get one.
Yeah.
And that was one of the things that's like everybody knew it was going to happen. And even though the golf commentators wanted to feel like that it was never going to happen,
Right.
it finally did. And Rory is still my number one golfer just because similar build. I wish I was Irish. I wish I could drive the ball 400 yards. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's a lot bigger than me, but
Right. Now,
Small dude golf.
I will say, like, just in talking about the aftermath and the overwhelming of emotion, first of all, golf just in general wanted Rory to win, not just like complete the Grand Slam, like whatever. Like this is going to sound bizarre because I don't want it to sound like all majors don't matter.
right.
But the one you want to win is the
100%.
Masters.
Yep.
Every no golfer wakes up and doesn't dream of putting on the green jacket.
Yes.
No golfer. Now, granted, and this is a point that we were making as the playoff was happening, was Justin Rose, who is from England,
Yep.
has said his goal in life is to win the British Open, the UK Open, the Open.
The Open. Yep.
Which is held in Great Britain.
Huge
because
tournament.
that is like the hometown major for international players.
Yeah.
Most specifically the British players where golf was invented, blah, blah, blah.
Yep.
So like maybe a Justin Rose feels that way, Masters versus UK Open. But you ask the 99% of golf players, it's the Masters and nothing else. If you win a single major in your career, you want it to be the Masters.
Right.
You don't care about the PGA. You don't care about the US Open.
Yep.
You don't care about the UK Open. You want it to be the Masters. And so in a weird way, for Rory to be on this echelon of golf royalty, but not having a green jacket felt wrong.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And today, a wrong was right.
Yep.
And
He
Rory
earned it.
He did it in the most Rory fashion.
Yeah, he did.
And like you said at the very top, there is now not a negative story in golf. Like literally the single negative stories I can think of are the classic, like, well, Ricky Fowler has yet to win a major, right? Max Homa has yet to win a major. But even that is like, there's plenty of great golfers who have never won a major.
100%.
And so like, it's not a story you're going to be truly like salivating and reaching for in the way that you were like, Rory needs the Masters.
Right.
Tiger needs to win another major to try to catch Jack, you know?
Yeah, like the storylines are almost all dead.
Right.
Except for the good ones.
Right. All the good storylines are still there waiting to be had.
Yes.
The final negative one has been sliced, diced, and destroyed by the Masters champion, Rory McIlroy.
Rory, my boy. And I can't wait to meet you when I go to Ireland in a couple years and play on your home course. I love you. And we're going in topic number 3.
So I'll be honest, we'll be fast with this one. We're going to take a slight detour from the greens and go to the mat.
Oh, baby.
And so here's the deal.
I'm excited.
We, because I was traveling this week, are recording this on a Sunday instead of a Wednesday. And the upcoming Sunday is Easter Sunday, which is a very important day for not only religious organizations around the world, particularly us Catholics, but it's also a very important day
for the candy industry.
And that too.
Oh,
Sure.
I thought. Oh, sorry.
And the bunny industry. But it's also an important day in the. I'm not going to say fake.
Don't you dare! Don't you dare say
in the
fake.
professional sports entertainment industry.
Wrestling entertainment.
Yeah.
Yes.
So the WWE has WrestleMania coming up on Easter Sunday, which in my opinion is a huge mistake. I don't know why you're doing that on Easter Sunday. But I also understand from the standpoint of you just had the Masters, then it's Easter, and then it's the NFL draft, and you don't want to go up against the NFL.
True.
So it's like, do you go up against Rory McIlroy? Do you go up against Roger Goodell, or do you go up against Jesus? I guess they chose Jesus. You know,
Jesus, but like later in the day.
right? Exactly. So Jesus is resurrected.
Let's celebrate.
And then John Cena wins his 17th world championship.
Let's celebrate by beating each other up.
So yeah, we have WrestleMania coming up, and in lieu of WrestleMania coming up, what I wanted to talk about is, first of all, we've all kind of hinted before at our wrestling history on this show. Yep. So I just wanted to simply share what our wrestling history is, but then also go into the fact that for at least some of us, wrestling has been rediscovered.
Yes.
In what is potentially a new golden age of wrestling. We are, in my opinion, in the golden age of golf. We talked about this during the Masters actually earlier today, of golf has so many characters that we enjoy, whether it's a Bryson, who's very upfront with his, YouTube channel and stuff like that, whether it's a Scotty Scheffler who's dominating everybody, but he's a robot, or whether you find somebody in between that you know and you love. Hannah, obviously, she is, and we buried this lead too, she is the now back-to-back Masters fantasy champion. So props to Hannah for that.
Damn you.
Riding once again the back of one of the Hogard twins.
Yeah, and there's also somebody else that she picked that was
Max Homa, who we all laughed at.
Yeah, Homa.
And he balled out today.
So another one of the guys, the characters that are coming up in the PGA, Spawn's another one.
Sure.
We got Hovland. We got, we could sit here all day and talk about the
Willie
PGA.
Z, yeah. All sorts
and so
of people.
the guys coming up are really exciting in PGA, but
yes,
there's a lot of really good stuff coming up in the WWE right now.
That's
too.
right. WWE has been, they've kind of gone away from the nostalgia. They've built a bunch of new stars and stuff like that. But then on top of that, they've gone through, so I've recently kind of gotten back into it, and we'll touch on it in a moment. But WWE is in a weird...
WWZ! Holy shit, Willie! Get in here!
It's in a weird space of like, they've built up stars over the course of the time that I've been gone.
Yep.
But COVID also drastically hurt the WWE from the standpoint of, anytime I look at like here's what's happened over the history of the WWE, like from 1960 all the way to 2025, is literally the dark ages are the time I missed.
Yeah.
So I didn't miss nothing.
Right.
Because it's all been trash until like about a year, 2 years ago, roughly around that time. And the reason why I bring this up is, Sipe, for my birthday...
Yes.
I made a comment because we were talking about WWE stuff on the podcast, and it was just like, you know what? I haven't watched wrestling, truthfully, like sat down and watched every single Monday night since I was a child.
Yeah.
And you made the comment of like, well, the last time I watched WWE was like in college with your buddies.
Yeah.
Monday Night
Freshman,
Raw,
sophomore year.
super exciting. And you kind of put the timeline of like around this time, and I was like, oh yeah, wasn't that roughly with like CM Punk and like all this sort of stuff? And you were like, oh yeah, and like whatnot. And that's about the same time that I felt off of like, I recognize these names. I remember being like, okay, these are characters that intrigue me, but the product itself does not intrigue me.
Yeah.
And so for my birthday, ironically, a pay-per-view was happening, as we used to call it. Now it's called a premium live event. I've learned in my, again, research of WWE over the last couple of years. And so we watched the Elimination Chamber, which was back in February. I know this sounds weird that we're talking about this in April, but this is key because there are moments in wrestling history that live in infamy.
Blows your mind.
There's the Montreal Screwjob with, Shawn Michaels and Bret Hart. Yep. Where, Vince McMahon screwed Bret Hart on his way out to WCW and just gift wrapped the title to Shawn Michaels, even though Bret didn't tap. There's Hulk Hogan body slamming Andre the Giant at WrestleMania 3. Yeah. Very big, important moment in wrestling history. There's Hulk Hogan turning into a bad guy for the first time, and arguably the greatest controversial moment in wrestling history with the NWO, which then made wrestling super cool in the late 90s. And that's what made me a wrestling fan. And ironically, the moment we decided to jump back in,
it was crazy.
We had another Hulk Hogan-esque moment in which John Cena, who had not been a bad guy in 20 years, did what, Sipe?
I don't even want to say it, to be honest.
He's your hero. I know. He's your hero.
He went to the dark side is really what it went to.
He did.
I think he sold out for money.
He did. Sold out for money.
To join the bad boys of the WWE. Yeah. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it so much.
He became the corporate champion.
He turned heel.
He did.
And I don't like it. I hate it. He's been my idol since I was 13 years old, 14 years old. He was a rapper. He wore all the cool stuff and then became a movie star.
The jorts.
Yep. And then he changed up his outfit every season essentially to a different color, still the same you can't see me stuff. But like you knew if you had like the purple and yellow, like you were in because it was his most current like season.
Right.
And so like he was such an idol to me watching the WWE.
Right.
For him to turn, I felt kind of betrayed in a sense.
Yeah.
But then, I don't know. I kind of like it.
I mean, bad guys are kind of cool sometimes.
Yeah. And he's kind of hated in the sense of like, I'm an old guy now. I believe it or not, I'm an old guy.
Yeah.
And he's an old guy also, which
you guys share a common thread, which is you're both losing your hair.
Right. And I guess he doesn't have enough money to replace it. I definitely don't, which is why I just accepted shaving. But he's an old guy in wrestling now, and he's kind of taking on that bad boy mentality. Obviously, with him turning heel, I kind of like it in the sense that it's like all the old guys with me that were huge John Cena fans,
right,
are just gonna be like, yeah, fuck it. Yeah, I'm in.
Screw it.
I'm in, dude.
So I love the fact that, yes, we, as a joke, watched the Elimination Chamber.
Yes.
And I got to be honest, we had a great time.
We had a fantastic time.
We were slamming drinks.
Yep.
We were laughing at some of the ridiculousness, but also like wildly impressed with the athleticism.
Yes.
Particularly, by the way, from the women.
Holy shit.
Who, in my day of wrestling, the women were there to wear the skimpiest outfits of all time and to let you get up and go to the bathroom.
And possibly show a boob.
Right.
Yep.
Like once in a year, you'd get a boob.
Yep.
But otherwise, it was like, oh, time to take a pee.
Dude.
And now, the women's match at the Elimination Chamber 2 months ago.
They'd beat some ass.
Best match of the night.
And they would beat some ass. Like if you saw them in the street, they'd beat your ass.
Yeah.
Like you think you're a wrestling fan, go up against one of these women, they'll beat your ass. Like,
right.
They're no joke anymore.
Right. So yeah, we watched that. We saw the heel turn, which again is like one of those like timeline moments in wrestling history. Yeah. What I will say is, and you not so much, but for me, that was enough to suck me back in from a standpoint of like I have long said wrestling is a alpha male soap opera.
Yeah.
And so if you're somebody who's like, I need a show, like a weekly event
Yep.
to watch, to like feel both masculine about, but also like, it's kind of ridiculous that you watch it. It's very like Bachelor style.
Yeah.
It's very like Keeping Up with the Kardashians. It's very Jersey Shore. Like it's trash TV, but with a hint of like sports.
Yeah.
So like your football, your hockey, your basketball, whatever. Like you get the crazy athleticism, but you also get like the over the top ridiculous storylines. And it's like, you know what? I have to listen to like my daughters perform High School Musical 1,000 times a day. And I have to like watch my son play with his monster trucks and like show me this like ramp that he built that's really not impressive, but it's like, okay, I have to act really impressed by it.
Yeah.
So it's like one of those things where it's like I'm getting the over the top drama that my kids bring me with the athleticism of sports that I crave through the NFL, through the Masters, through the NBA finals, like all that sort of stuff all in one place. And I'm here for it. And so I will admit I've gotten sucked back in. I've enjoyed the storyline since then. I'm excited to see what happens at WrestleMania. We'll talk about it a little bit more next week. But what I want to know, Sipe, is just a very quick, brief history of your time with wrestling as a whole. And then if there's anything in the future you're looking forward to.
So I was very limited as a kid watching WWE, WWF, Stone Cold ages, and the Suck It ages.
Oh, yes.
And that was Hardy's, right?
DX.
Yes. Yeah. And I remember watching it as a kid, and mom and dad were like, nah, like turn this trash off.
Right.
But at school, we would definitely like talk about it and whatnot.
Yes.
It was frowned upon, obviously. But I do remember Stone Cold with the Keystones like being thrown across the whole entire stadium.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Not just the stage, but like the whole entire stadium, and like crushing them. And there were some really cool moments that I remember with Gravedigger. No, not Gravedigger.
Undertaker.
Undertaker.
There you go.
Gravedigger's the the monster trucks. Yeah, which all that time just kind of ran into.
I mean, they
other.
did have like a Goldberg monster truck, a Sting monster truck.
Yeah,
like,
they all kind of ran into each other.
Stone Cold monster truck. Yeah, they definitely had all that stuff.
Yeah, but so I remember that time shortly in the WWF. And then when I was probably in high school is when me and my dad, like every Monday night, we would try to watch Monday Night Raw.
Yeah.
And we got like super into it, and all the storylines, and dad was the one that taught me, like, this is the real thing. Like, this isn't fake. This isn't a story. Like, dad, like, assured me, like, this is like real wrestling. So from right then on, I was hooked. And that when I went to college, I just took that with me. And so we saw CM Punk, which is a bitch still.
I love him.
I still don't like CM Punk. And but that was like, I brought that to college, and I got my buddies. We'd sit Monday nights and start drinking beers and start watching WWE. And it was a really cool moment. I think it was my sophomore year. There was a huge WrestleMania or something that was going on at the time. I can't remember. Huge match though, and they brought Stone Cold back, and he was throwing beers across the freaking stadium. Like, again, not just the wrestle mat,
right?
Like the whole entire stadium. Like somebody was chucking them, and it was so impressive that like he was just catching them and then like pow. Just slamming.
Yeah.
And so, of course, for like 3 months.
He was like a man.
For like 3 months, like that's all we did in college was like throw beers at each other during parties. Of
course.
And like slam them and make a mess and piss people off. But it was like what we did.
Yes.
And so, John Cena, though, huge hot and heavy at that time. Randy Orton was also super popular at that time. And And so I love Randy Orton still. I think he might have. I've left the storyline of what's going on in the WWE as real as it is. Since then, I think he might be somewhat of a bad guy now, I guess. But
he does not currently have a WrestleMania match, but they teased it.
Yeah,
he's gonna get one
during WrestleMania, right? Or whatever we watched. What was that?
Oh, Elimination Chamber.
Yeah, they teased it then, didn't they?
Sort of, but yes, because he came back from injury, but that guy who he teased the match with, that's who they were supposed to have a match with. That guy ended up with like an actual like serious neck injury and is going to be out for like 5 years.
Which
sucks for Randy Orton.
If you're thinking that it's not real, then I mean, the dude's out for 5 fucking years.
Yep.
So it's a real thing. I mean, RKO from the top rope is a real thing. So
it's super real. Randy did it.
Yeah, he does it a lot when he performs, when he wrestles, and so this is one of the things I'm just saying. My history with the WWE has been hit and miss, especially over the last 15 years. But there for a while, super into it, and I just haven't gotten into it as much. And I think like once I get my boys into it, which that's the thing, I don't want to introduce them too young.
Right. You don't want them pile driving each other. Like
not only that, but like now it's starting to get a little bit more R-rated, a little bit more.
Yes.
To where like I don't want them like saying shit.
It's definitely not the PG era.
No.
Which is why I left.
Yeah, which is why I got into it probably because Dad was like, "Yeah, you come and watch this," and then and now we're almost back flopping. Where I don't know if I want to bring my boys into this yet.
Sure.
So that's where I'm at with the WWE. My history.
Real fast, Hannah in the chat. She said she hung out with a group of guys in college called the Beaners.
Yes.
And yes, people, that included 3 Mexicans and 2 white guys. But
all 5 of them.
They called themselves that. They were a wrestling faction, okay? And she wanted to hang out with them, and therefore they had open dorms, and they watched Monday Night Raw every night or every week. So much like golf with us, which she, again, back-to-back Masters champion.
Yeah,
she had never watched golf before in her life, and now she's hooked. And is apparently really good at predicting who's going to be really good.
No shit.
That's how she started watching wrestling. So she does it to hang with the boys. For me, I definitely came around roughly like probably a year after the whole like Hulk Hogan became a bad guy, turned into, the NWO. Because then at that point, wrestling was like the thing. That was the cool thing to be a part of.
All the shirts.
Loved Diamond Dallas Page, People's Champion, Bryson, People's Champion. Coincidence? I think not. Whatever. But yeah, had all that, staying WCW. Like I was a huge WCW fan over WWF at the time, now WWE. But then, WCW started just doing shenanigans at the end of all their matches, NWO constantly like disqualification, and I got mad at that.
Well, that was on Fridays, right?
Well, they had Monday, they had a Thursday, they might have even had a Friday at some point. Like, they were all over the place. But long story short, ended up, becoming more of a WWE fan. Love The Rock, love Shawn Michaels, love Chris Jericho when he was there. And then WWE even started kind of like, for me, getting a little stale from the standpoint of it was almost too predictable. And then there's this little tiny independent company called TNA Wrestling, and fell in love with a guy named AJ Styles over there, and Samoa Joe and Christopher Daniels, and like loved their what was called the X Division, which was like the high flying guys who were like super athletic and like crazy, and they were like much smaller, not like the big giant like
bulky guys,
beefy, they looked like me, and I appreciated that. I mean, not Samoa Joe, he was like this big like fat like not sumo wrestler, but like Samoan guy. But either way, point being is I enjoyed that style of wrestling more. And then that's why I think I gravitated towards, at the end of my like wrestling career, towards like a CM Punk, who was a smaller, skinnier guy compared to the John Cena, prototype looking
No way.
guy. And so
Still don't like him.
The last bit of wrestling I watched, which is now, which I didn't realize this, is called the Summer of Punk, which was Punk versus John Cena.
Oh, no kidding.
Yes. That was kind of the last thing I remember watching, at least like haphazardly.
Okay.
And then after all of that happened, then I pretty much stopped watching because it's like, well, Punk's the only guy that I even enjoy. I'm not watching anymore. And then what sucked me back in, ironically, was not the Elimination Chamber, which we watched. It was, I always loved the nostalgia quips, and on whether it's like TikTok or Twitter, like any sort of social media, like it's like, oh, The Rock's coming back to the WWE from last year. And it was kind of like, oh, The Rock's coming back. Cool. Like, I'll check this out. And then apparently The Rock was supposed to fight like their new like main person. But that ended up getting backlash. So then they turned The Rock into a bad guy.
Yep.
And he's a very good bad guy, which I remember from my time of being a WWE fan. And I was like, oh, this is going to be awesome. And The Rock was awesome. They had basically like an Avengers Endgame style thing to beat The Rock. Like The Rock was basically Thanos, which I appreciated. So that was kind of cool. And so I've just kind of kept tabs of like, who are the main event guys and what matches are being had. AJ Styles was actually ironically the first feud for Cody Rhodes, again, the TNA guy. So I was like, oh, AJ Styles in WWE? I had no idea. Now he's like an older guy, whatever. But point being is I've just kept tabs from afar, and then we watched the Elimination Chamber, and it's like, well, John Cena is now a bad guy, which I thought would never happen. He's The Rock's kind of like right-hand man. Yep. So it's like, all right, The Rock's one of my favorites of all time. John Cena, who I hated for never being a bad guy, is now a bad guy. And if you know anything about me, a good movie is only as good as its villain.
Yes.
And so you have the best WWE wrestler of my generation, The Rock, the best WWE wrestler of your generation, John Cena.
Yep.
Now they're a superpower
villain.
I want to see what the hell happens.
Yeah.
And so I got sucked in. I've seen every Monday Night Raw since. The matches, again, women's wrestling, holy crap, have they come a long way.
Yeah.
The tag team wrestling on SmackDown, holy crap. Tag team wrestling used to be like throwaway garbage.
Yep.
Now it's super good.
Which SmackDown is on Fridays. Is that
that's on
one?
Fridays, which I don't watch Friday, but like I'll watch like the highlights.
Yeah.
Raw doesn't really have tag team wrestling, or at least it's not like prominent.
Right.
Kind of boring. I don't really care. But like the SmackDown wrestling, holy crap, that's really good.
Yep.
But yeah, so everything's super fun, everything's super good, and now I'm like fully in, and I want to at least like see these storylines through. So John Cena, I hated you for years. You're half the reason why I stopped watching wrestling. You have my attention.
You got it, dude.
And he's going for the unprecedented 17th World Championship, which would be the record breaker over Ric Flair, who was actually the first wrestler I ever knew about.
Yeah.
Courtesy of my babysitter, Martha's son, Jeff. That's how I got into wrestling, was he showed me the Royal Rumble that Shawn Michaels went in at number 1, ended up winning against the British Bulldog. And that's why Shawn Michaels is my favorite wrestler of all time, because that was the first. His favorite wrestler was Ric Flair, though. And so for me, it's kind of a full circle moment of like, John Cena has a chance to beat Ric Flair's record. Shawn Michaels is my favorite wrestler, and one of my favorite matches is John Cena versus Shawn Michaels. Like, it all just kind of comes together. So it's like, you know what? I'll take the nostalgia bit of my childhood versus the current, like, I need to just let stuff out in my adulthood, and I will do it in the form of grown behemoths beating the crap out of each other.
Yeah.
In a real.
It is real. Don't you put that finger quotes in here.
I love it, man. Elimination Chamber is fun, And I'm excited to watch WrestleMania this weekend.
Yes. So, and this weekend, I think I might be in town. So,
Oh, we can get WrestleMania is 2 nights, so we have like 6 hours of wrestling ahead of.
oh shit. Okay. Is it Saturday, Sunday?
It is Saturday, Sunday.
Okay. So maybe like one of the nights then.
Okay.
Okay.
If we're gonna do one, I would say let's do Sunday because that's the John Cena night.
Yes. Absolutely.
He's the final match,
Okay. We're doing Sunday. Then.
so we can do Sunday.
Okay.
'Kay.
Deal.
I'll watch Saturday on my own. Sunday, let's get together.
Yes.
Let's watch some wrestling.
All right. With that, do you have anything else to add for topic number 3?
That was it. And next week we might do a lot more wrestling depending on how excited we get on Sunday.
Yes. Yes. All right. So with that, thank you guys for listening to season 8, episode 8, 88. Here we go. Of In the Middle podcast. Be sure to subscribe to Twitch, support us on Patreon, and join the Discord community. You can check us out on all of our other links by using the ITM Kansas handle. Don't forget to swing over by the merch store for shirts, hats, mugs, and more by using the link in the description below.
Yeah.
Mark,
Sight.
you got anything else?
I don't think so. Great Masters Sunday. We got WrestleMania this week. We got the NFL draft following that. And then it's, I think, Kentucky Derby.
Yeah.
And then Mother's Day.
Yeah.
And then graduation.
Fishing
and then,
trip.
PGA Championship.
And then end of season 8.
And summer. U.S. Open.
Yep.
We got a lot of shit coming up.
We do. Dude, you know what I think we missed, though?
What?
Last week, season 8, episode 7.
The Kelsey episode, part 2.
Love you, Kelsey.
Bye. What a ridiculous ending.
Not bad.
88.
Damn.
Tony Gonzalez. No love.
No love.
Just Kelsey love.
Kelsey has surpassed you, my brother.
Oh, man. Not for real. If we could do Sunday, I'd be
Yes.
thrilled.
We should.
Thrilled.
Because it's Easter, but then, like, it doesn't start until that night, right?
Yeah, like probably
that's cool.
5 or 6. When New Orleans is Eastern, right? So yeah, it's probably like
Yeah, I think so.
5 o'clock our time.
Uh-oh. Get out of here.
And from what I remember off the top of my head, most of the like quote unquote good matches
Yeah.
are gonna happen on Sunday anyways.
Perfect.
So yeah.
What's
Sunday's
going
the
on
day
there?
to watch.
I don't need to edit.
We
Raid.
need to raid.
Who we got?
Raid.
You're going to go to following
Yeah, do following.
trends. We haven't hit trends up in a while. There's whiskey too.
Whiskey. Yep, scroll down.
That's it.
Let me see if I have anybody real fast. Following. Yep, just whiskey or trends. I'm happy with either.
Let's do trends. We haven't hit them up in a while.
We'll do trends. Play a little Minecraft.
Yeah.
Which, have you seen the new trend, apparently, of destroying movie theaters courtesy of the Minecraft movie?
No, I haven't.
It's called Chicken Jockey, which is apparently when you're in Minecraft, there will be a rare enemy spawn, which is one of the little like zombie guys, like
Yeah.
the little green guys, but he's riding a chicken. So it's a baby zombie riding a chicken.
Oh, no.
And it's called a chicken jockey. And in the movie, like that shows up like Jason Momoa is in a wrestling ring and he's got a mystery opponent. And then the chicken jockey appears and Jack Black goes, "Chicken jockey!" And when he says it, apparently you're supposed to literally throw all of your popcorn, your soda, your candy all over the fucking theater and make a
shit.
gigantic fucking mess.
Oh, no.
And then that's it.
Then you
Because
leave?
fucking children are terrible.
And then you leave?
I mean, you get kicked out,
Oh, shit.
but you're not asked to clean up because what are they going to do? Make you clean it up?
Jesus. Kids these days.
So that's apparently the new trend. So if Reese tells me, hey, I'm going to the Minecraft movie, I'm going to be like, if I find out you fucking threw one fucking popcorn kernel,
I'm going to kick your ass.
yeah, I will drop kick you into the nether regions.
All right.
So
with that,
when we raid trends.
Yeah, don't throw your shit all over your house.
Well, no, we can say chicken jockey,
but
and he'll understand.
But don't throw, like the Raiders don't throw their shit across their house.
I mean, you can do whatever you want in your house. Don't
yeah,
do it
but
in
don't
a movie
do
theater
it.
to make other people clean up your mess.
But don't do it in your house either. Like, that's a bad choice.
I mean, I don't give a fuck.
All right.
Fuck up your house if you want to. I don't care.
Thank you guys.
IGM Kansas just traded with 2 viewers.
Thank you guys for listening to our season 8, episode 8. I'm in the middle. We'll talk to you soon. Bye.
Bye.
Chicken jockey.